All right, I'm going to give it just a minute or two to see if anybody hops back on. This does seem to be a little less glitchy than before. We'll just see if anybody here is jumping on. I did see a heart, so that's good. But I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody here. But my connection does seem to be a little bit better. So let's just start again. And hopefully, Barbara's here. Yay. All right. So I'm just going to get started. Here we go. I saw this card, and it looks pretty unassuming from the front. But this is called a double easel card. So this opens up. Oh no, it's starting to glitch again. So this opens up like this. So that is the first easel. And then we have an easel on the inside that opens up like that. So I'm not exactly sure if you guys saw that because of the glitchiness of tonight's video connection. So let me try it one more time. Here it is. And the first one opens up this first big easel. But the surprise is when you get inside, you have a second easel. So this is a double easel card. And I saw it and I just thought, I have to do this card. I love this card. This is so cool. And it's pretty simple to make. I wanted to do this for one of my card classes. Great. It keeps glitching out. Are we back yet? Oh, there it is. It's back a little bit. I don't know if I should continue, if it's going to be like this. But we can try it, and you guys can tell me if it's too much, because it's pretty annoying for me, for sure. But, all right, so let's talk about what I've used to create this card. And first and foremost, I'm using the dies from the Sunrise Sailing Bundle. There are coordinating stamps, but tonight I'm only using the dies. And this is one of my favorite new bundles. And then for my sentiment, I'm using the Right Words, which just has so many sentiments that covers a multitude of occasions. And so I am using this happy birthday right here. But some of the other ones are, say, but just know how much I love and care about you, sending good vibes, you're so kind. I wish I had the right words for a time like this. So you can see that there are a multitude of occasions for this sentiment set. And then I've used DSP from this stack before. This is from the beautiful Gallery 6x6 DSP stack. And so I'm not going to show you everything, but this is the sheet that I'm using. And like I was trying to say earlier, I was wanting to do this for my card class, but since it's 6x6, it makes it hard to do and have enough for a class like I do. Plus, the other design that we use in this on this card is the reverse. You know, so I would have to buy multiples of these to do a whole class. So I thought I'd do it for Tiger Stamp Club Live. And so this is the sheet that we're going to use. And you probably need 3 of these, 3 of the 4 to create one card. All right. So I'm going to put this out of the way. And let's talk about the dies that we're going to use. So I've got them here in my little tray, and let me just organize them real quick. So you're going to need a big ship and 2 small boats. They're not ships, they're boats. A big sailboat and 2 small sailboats, and then you're going to need your birds. And 1 die cuts out all 3 of these birds. And then 1 die cuts out this, and 1 die cuts out this. And so what we're going to do is I die cut this out of basic beige, but I'm going to use my blends markers to color it in. And I'm using some retired colors because she used pecan pie, and I can only find my dark pecan pie. So I've got some on order. But what I'm going to do is I really only care about, let me get a piece of paper here because I don't want to get ink on my mat and then have it smear everywhere. I really only care about this, the base of the boat, and then the mast. Because all this gets covered up when you attach the sail. And I'm going to quickly cover it in the light and then just go in, and on the base, I'm just going to add in a couple of lines, you know, just a little bit of dark, just so that there's some variation. And then I'm going to go back in with my light and color that in. And as it dries, it will look better. So that is one of the boats. Let's do these 2 boats. And I'm just going to try and put very little on these little ones, just so that there's areas of different color. And as that dries, you'll see how that looks. And so now while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and add the sails to these. So to add the sails, I just need to put some adhesive on the sail that is attached to the boat, because that is really just a placeholder for the sail. A good place for you to attach it. So it's going to go like this. And I do like my mask to kind of show through. That opening in the sail. There's two. And then this one. Oops. You do have to kind of be careful of not breaking it. It's very thin where that mast is going up from the boat. It's very thin right there, so you have to be pretty careful about that. But other than that, it's pretty simple to put those boats together. And then really, there's not a lot of, I mean, my sentiment is the only thing that I've stamped tonight. Everything else is cutting paper. So you guys can all do that. And I dropped a piece as I was getting my card base. Pick it up. All right. So your card base is 4 1/4 by 11, and then it's scored at 5 1/2, and then at 2 3/4, which is half of that panel. So what you want to do is you want to give that a good crease. And then you want to make sure that when you're burnishing this, that it's straight, because when you fold it up, you want everything to be pretty straight. And then, so okay, this front panel, it's just halfway in between, so no big mystery there. And I'm just gonna burnish this really well. And then this is what's going to create the base for our big easel, okay? All right, now I'm going to bring over the panel, the front panel for our big easel. And this is just your standard size, full size of a card front. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have a DSP panel here that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So just 1/8 smaller than the full size of the card, because I wanted to show off more of this DSP. And so I'm going to adhere this DSP onto this panel. And just the smallest bit of this secret C is going to show around the border here. And I think I forgot to tell you that this is Secret C cardstock. It's one of the brand new in color cardstocks, and it's probably one of my favorites. Okay, so now all I need to do is attach this panel to the card front, but I'm only going to put adhesive around this lower section of the card front here. So that's what I'm going to do now. And as I put this on, I'm just really going to make sure that it's flush with the bottom and flush left to right, since it's the full size of the card front. So I'm checking that it's all the way to the bottom and that it's lined up from side to side. There we go. So you see how that happened. And since we only adhered it to the front, that score line is still able to bend, and it's going to create our first easel piece. Okay? So let's go ahead and decorate this piece. All right, so I have got a piece of Secret C here, and then a piece of basic white, and then another section of this DSP right here to go in the front. And I'm just going to layer those three together. This is going to become the focal point, or set the base for our focal point on the front of our card. Oops, it's a good thing I should not have done it that way. That was dumb, Manny. The glitchiness has got me all discombobulated. And now I'm going to put the DSP layer on. Oh no, just went out again. Okay, so I've just layered the Secret C, the basic white, and the DSP, and now I'm going to attach this in the center here on the front of our card. I'm just giving that a good eyeball right there. That looks pretty good. Press it down. And then I'm going to take my big boat, and it's going to adhere like right about here. And since this card has so much dimension already, I mean, I could pop this up, but I don't really think it's necessary. And so I'm going to add adhesive here and here and a little bit here, because this side of the sail sticks off a bit. And so I'm going to put that right about there. All right, and that's the front of our card, and it looks pretty unassuming, but when they open it up, it's an easel, and then we have to work on the inside of our card here. So for the inside of our card, I've got another 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 panel, and it is the reverse side of the same pattern. So we are going to adhere this to the inside. Guys, I'm sorry about the glitchiness. Hopefully it resolves. I know it's pretty annoying. Oh no, I pressed and then it slid. Hold on, let me see if I can get this up because it slid after as I was pressing it on. There we go. Crisis narrowly averted. Now I've got sticky fingers. Get that glue off there. There we go. All right, now let's talk about this inside easel. So this inside easel piece is out of basic white, and it is 2 1/4 by 6 1/2, and it's scored at let me do it this way. It's scored at 1 3/4. Oh, no. It's it's scored at 3 1/4 and 1 5/8, which is half. Again, it's half of the front flap. And so when I burnish this, again, I'm just going to make sure that it is straight. It's really important that it is straight. And I've got a piece of this DSP that I'm going to put on the inside here. That's going to go there. And then here is another piece of basic white. Hold on. I should have another piece of DSP. I know I had it. And just make sure it's not here somewhere. Did I knock it off? All right, I'm gonna have to cut another piece. Hold on. So this piece is 2 by 3, and I am going to adhere that. Oh no, ooh, I almost made a mistake. Oh no, I can adhere that to this easel panel here. And then just like the big easel, when we adhere this panel to this front, we're only going to put adhesive on the bottom section. And then I'm just going to make sure that it's all even all the way around. Okay, and then that's going to pop up like that. All right, so now I can adhere this to the inside of the card. And when I adhere this one, I'm going to set it down a little bit closer to the bottom. And that gives the the decoration on the front of the card more room to show. So that's going to go like that. And then we need a stopper so that this can rest in place when it's open. And so I've stamped that happy birthday with Versamark and then heat set it with white embossed powder. And again, this is a strip of Secret Sea. And so we're just going to I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals here. Man, I can see it glitching out. Sorry, guys. But if you So just make sure that you've commented tonight on the inside of this little inside easel. I'm just trying to get it evenish. And you pop it up so that it becomes the stopper for the easel there. And then this whole piece becomes the stopper for the big easel. Just trying to decide. And then let me go ahead and put a couple of birds on. This cuts out 3 and she only used 2, so that's what I did. I don't know why she only used 2. So I'm going to put one here. Let me clean up here for a second. Maybe it'll come back. All right, so I've added the 2 birds here. I've added the boats here on the little easel and the sentiment strip on the inside. This becomes the stopper for the little easel, and the little easel becomes the stopper for the big easel. And there is our double easel masculine birthday card. And then it all folds up to fit into an envelope. Oh my goodness. I was so excited about bringing you this card. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful card. And I'm so sorry about the glitchiness. But if you've commented tonight, then your name will go into a drawing to win tonight's card. So sorry for the glitchiness, guys. I don't know what is going on. It's probably weather related. I don't know. Okay, let me know what you think about this card. And I will be doing a drawing here in just a few minutes. Thanks for being here, guys. Sorry again for the technical difficulties. I don't know why. But I still made a beautiful card, right? And somebody's going to win it. So all is not lost. Thanks for being here. I will see you maybe next week. Maybe not next week, and I'll explain why later. Bye.